Puppy.
What the fuck?
What's up guys, Big Al's Bike and Auto here coming at you, and today we're going to be taking off the front bumper and the front driver's side fender on my purchased as of yesterday. I don't even know what year it is, to be honest. I bought this sight unseen. If you're new to this build, whatever you want to call it, restoration, flip. I bought it sight unseen. I picked it up from the auction yesterday for $360 total. The car was actually $225, and with fees and the title and everything else came out to $360. You can see overall it's in pretty damn good shape. I don't see a shopping cart ding on this thing. By the way, I don't think I said in the previous video, it's only got 156,000 miles on it, which for the year, which I don't even know what year it is, that's a 99. When this thing came up on the auction block, I had actually been watching another Durango. It was like a 2001 with lower miles and stuff, and the bid went way too high on it. And this one popped up a few minutes later, and I'm like, oh, I didn't remember seeing this on the auction list, but nobody bid on it. The minimum bid was $225, so I clicked that and said, screw it, let's see what happens. You know, you can't go wrong at $225, and then even after fees, under $4 for running driving, because it said run and drive. You know, a little cosmetic damage, but I love buying shit like this, because I run to the junkyard, pick up a cheap bumper and fender, and I've got a brand new car. Okay, so to remove the front bumper, as far as I can tell, I don't think I'm missing any. You got two bolts right here, so symmetrical on that side. And then down here, you can see the V8 badge on the driver's front fender coming underneath the bumper. Here you have this wheel well, and right behind it, two bolts right here. Now, this is going to take this whole bracket off with the bumper. There's two bolts where the bumper attaches to this bracket. I think for the sake of leverage, you're better off doing it here. But conveniently for me, this fog light's already missing, so I was able to just stick my ratchet right through there. Like I said, right behind the fog light. Same for the other side, and I'll show you the two up here after I'm done with these. Okay, so the same size socket, little extension here. Go ahead and take out these two bolts. You get the hood open to the left of the headlight. Two here, two over there, and this bumper should just drop right off. Front bumper's off. Now I'm going to go ahead and remove this fender. From what I can see, I haven't looked at any diagrams or anything. We got these three bolts, one back there, and I would assume there's something on the side. I've just been looking for any bolts that might be holding this fender on. From what I can tell, it looks like this entire side comes off as one piece, not just this kind of fender skin on the top. So there was bolts going into this and the battery tray I undid. I took off the little over fender thing here, only because A, I'm junking this fender, but that might be salvageable if I need it. And B, I was having trouble getting to these. I'm pulling these out because I think there must be more bolts underneath here that's holding this thing on. So I'm gonna keep going at it. Look at how much bullshit gets stuck behind your fender liner after 20 years on the road. Now, looks like I gotta take 1, 2, 3, that probably holds in this to the fender, which obviously is not coming off with the fender. And then these two appear to hold it on the rest of the way of the vehicle, as well as some more on the front here. Okay, so I have the fender pretty much off. This one bolt down here kept spinning. It was, I don't know if it's stripped or what, but I actually took the fender and bent it this way a bit, and now it's putting pressure on where the bolt is, so it's letting me take the bolt out. It's not just spinning anymore. The front of the Durango with the bumper and fender off. I put the battery back in, reconnected the little grounding wire. Hopefully that'll do it. I don't know if it has to actually be grounded the fender, but I redid the bolt. So I want to run this thing for a minute, and I want to see, because if you remember in the previous video when I bought the car from the auction, I had a very strong coolant smell coming through the vents, and I want to see if there's a leak. I mean, the radiator is still full. Okay, so it's running. Now I'm going to take a look for a few minutes and observe any leaks. Hopefully there are none, and we'll go from there. Well, I'm happy to report after running the engine for 10 minutes that there is no coolant leak. There is no active coolant leak. At least I can put the vehicle back together and not worry about having missed the leak. So there is no leak. Okay, so now I took off the door panel. Sorry to record that, it really crossed my mind. But here, basically, you got a screw here, got a screw inside of here, one in the middle and two at the bottom, and it lifts right up. And then I'm just trying to figure out what's going on with this window. It looks like it's just off the track. If I can't get it back on the track, usually my last resort is just stick the piece of wood in here to hold it up. Thanks, baby. And that way, at least the window's up and the vehicle is presentable. Again, this is 1999. You know, if one window doesn't work, it's not a big deal. Most people expect that, including myself when I buy an older vehicle. So I just want to get it not looking like this. So I'm going to go ahead and... Okay, so as you can see, what I did with the window, I took the door panel off. I was looking at it, it was off. I don't know, something's going on in there. This car I'm going to sell for cheap, so I didn't care enough to really fix it. So I just Gorilla taped it back up. You know what? This is a cheap car. I'd be surprised if anybody even notices that I taped this window back up. Even if they do, all three other windows work. So for this one and the passenger rear not to work, it's not a big deal. I don't really have the patience to deal with it.
Sorry.
So you can see it looks 10 times better without that shit on the window. I also took off that piece of weather stripping that was hanging down there. All right, so we're over here with, hold on, baby, not yet. We're over here with the Accord. Now you can see it during the daylight. Still haven't decided what we're doing with the car yet, but for now I'm gonna hose it off, take some pictures. I'm gonna put it up for sale for a ridiculous price, and if somebody wants to give me the money for it, even with the bad motor or a potentially bad motor, they could have it. I'm gonna hose this thing off, get all the dirt off of it, take some pictures of it, and who knows, maybe somebody will buy it as a parts car, or maybe somebody will put the motor into it. So you can see, after quickly hosing it off, it doesn't look too bad. I'm gonna put it up for sale as is. First, I'm gonna try and get a couple $100 over what I paid for it. Maybe somebody will buy it, maybe they have a motor, maybe they need the parts. And if I can't get that, I'll drop it to my break even. If I can't sell it for that, then I'll look into maybe putting a motor into it or parting it out. But I'm in no rush. You know, I have a few other cars to sell right now, so I don't need to turn this one over right away, so I can take my time with it, ideally try to make some money on it, or at least break even. So, looks pretty good. We'll see what happens. All right, so I don't believe it. I went over this afternoon, like you saw, took pictures of the Accord, put it up for sale as parts or repair for $800, and then I didn't pay attention to my phone for a bit. Came back, I don't know, like an hour or two later, blown up, and people were still calling it. Matter of fact, I bet you someone's trying to call me right now. But this guy says he'll give me the full cash tonight, and we'll just do a bill of sale, and he'll come pick it up Monday. He should be here right now. I'll let you guys know what happens. All right, guys, so I've been very busy for the past almost week now. I think I got this truck about a week ago. So it's been kind of hard to complete it. So here's where I'm at right now. I've been doing a little bit every single day. I got this fender on Sunday, you know, lined it up. I've thrown a few bolts in here and there, and I've had a few minutes during the day. So this fender's just about on now. Today I finally have an hour or two to wrap this thing up, for the most part, hopefully. I finally got a bumper for it. I've gone to multiple junkyards. I really wanted to find a silver bumper, but at some point, because it's a flip, I can't spend a crazy amount of time waiting for the right part to come along. I have to get it out of here. You can see I have a new arrival. So like I said, the bumper's on. I just have to adjust it and tighten down the bolts, but the bolts are in. This bumper is off like an 03. You can see it's not in the best of shape, but honestly, for all the junkyard bumpers there were, it was the best one. I went to 3 different yards. They all had major damage, cracks, or actual damage to the structural part behind it, which my old one did. So this one had a perfect reinforced piece. I also got a battery for it today, $20 battery, so that'll be good. Didn't come with a battery, this truck. I just threw my pickup truck battery in it. And the other thing that's unfortunate is I checked as many yards as I could, and there was no seat. I went and looked in person. This is a pretty hard interior to find, actually. Most Durangos have cloth, or they have a full leather interior, but not this nice suede. These very nice seats. So not much I can do about this. I get a seat cover for it. All right, so Project Durango is just about complete. You can see I put the seat cover on. I didn't film all these steps because it's nothing really interesting. Temporarily zipped up this glove box. The latch isn't opening up this little hook to close it, so I took the bulb out that was staying on. The idiots that owned this car before put a big piece of tape over the thing to try to keep the light off when you could just take the bulb out in 2 seconds. So took the bulb out, zip tied this up just so it's not banging around as I'm driving. Everything is tightened down. The bumper's bolted on officially. I just had it kind of sitting there earlier for the video. These are new Magnum V8 badges. I readhesed them to the truck. I also put on these, maybe they're a little tacky, but I'll tell you why I put them on. These Dodge Ram logoed taillight covers. I saw them at the junkyard. I got them for a few dollars, and the reason I like them is because knowing I was going to put a black bumper on the truck, it kind of ties in the black. So you get a black bumper up here, obviously black mirrors, door handles, your tires, your window tint, and then the black taillights in the back to kind of tie all that together so it doesn't look so weird having a black bumper in the front and everything in the back silver. So again, V8 Magnum badge. Put this fender flare on. I got to 3M tape it on, but I'm missing a few screws, so it's just kind of hanging there loose, but it's not going to fall off. I put the fender liner back in. Again, missing a few screws for that. The little plastic things that break when you take them out. Everything in the engine bay is back in. Battery tray. Battery's hooked up. New oil cap because the other one snapped off. It's time to start it up. I'm going to take it down to the car wash hopefully tonight. Clean up the outside real good. Clean the inside. Vacuum. Get all this dust and dirt out of here. All right, you can see we're back in business. Running great. Everything's all put back together. See, the hood closes just fine. There's a new fender all lined up nicely. Same with the bumper. So she's complete again. The fender was smashed in, bumper was smashed in, headlight was broken. So now she's like new. Check out those taillight covers. Again, I understand if you're not a fan, but maybe you understand why I put them back here to tie in all the black on the truck. I wanted to give you guys one final look at the Durango because I think this thing's gonna be gone pretty quick. It came out unbelievable. Yes, I can see the fog lamp cords are hanging down. I have to get some bulbs. That's why they're hanging there like that. It's like a little Christmas decoration, you know, just hanging off the tree. But you can see this truck cleaned up unbelievably. Who would have thought the day I picked this up at auction a little over a week ago with how rough it looked. Headlight, the smashed in bumper, the smashed in fender. It was covered in all that mold and mildew and shit on top of the hood and the roof. There was dirt all over the car in general. The interior was a mess. Who would have thought that this truck would look this good again? Now maybe you can see the slight difference in the paint between the OEM doors and hood and the fender I put on for the junkyard, which is OEM, but it came off like a 2001 Durango. So maybe the paint color was slightly different, ever so slightly different, but when I look at the car with the naked eye, I don't see a difference. I think the camera's picking it up a little bit better, but either way, I can't wait forever for the right fender from exactly a 99 Durango. And it may not even be that the paint's different. It may be that this car saw more sun exposure, or this one did, or whatever. Maybe they used a different type of paint for a certain number of years or months with these Durangos. But the difference is ever so slight. That's the closest fender I could find in the best condition. I love these Ram taillight covers I found. I think it ties in the black bumper in the front with the rear end nicely, because you remember before all the bumpers were silver. So when I put the black bumper in the front, because I couldn't find a silver bumper, I wanted to be able to tie the whole truck together so it looks natural. So I think that makes it nice. It looks custom, you know. Taillights, custom bumper. The V8 badges are back on there looking great. Those were missing when I got the truck. It just cleaned up unbelievably. It was a lot of work to get this body to clean up and to put these panels in the front. Just very time consuming. But it was well worth it. I can't get over how nice this truck looks. So my total investment in this truck, purchase price, and all the auction fees was $360. and I spent around 100 and change for the bumper, the headlight, the fender, and some little odds and ends. Some in this truck for under, let's just call it 500 even, with all the parts and little odds and ends and tape and whatever else I had to buy for it, seat cover. If you ask me, this is a pretty nice $500 truck, and it's a V8. It's not like this is a V6 Durango, and it's mechanically sound. The transmission, I've been driving this truck all day. The transmission shifts perfectly with no issues. The engine runs fantastic. It doesn't overheat. Found out why I had smoke coming out of the vents and a coolant smell. It's the heater core. And thank God we live in Florida, right? There's no need for heat. So I already have my mechanic order the little hose to bypass the heater core. Just have it loop right back into the engine. That will get rid of that smell. Hey, look at that beautiful, beautiful sunset right between the two towers there. I just looked right at it, and now I think I'm half blind. So besides that, the other thing I had my mechanic do today was top off the Freon. The AC is blowing cold again. I've been looking around locally on Craigslist. The cheapest Durango is in much better condition. The cheapest Durango for sale right now on Craigslist is $2 grand of this generation. And I think it was a V6 too. So here we have the 318, the old reliable, much better in my opinion than the 4.7 Magnum. I still haven't had a chance to vacuum the inside yet. I've been very busy today, but you can see the seat cover doesn't look terrible. It covers up that ripped up seat. We still have these beautiful original seats. What do you think, babe? All right, you heard it from her. You can see it's running great. That light's just for low washer fluid, and the door's open. No issues with oil pressure anymore. Now there's actually oil in it. I'm gonna give it an oil change. I bought the oil for it last night. Just haven't had a chance. I've been driving it around all day, kind of giving it an official test, making sure there's no issues with it. And look at those tires, brand new. Very clean interior. Third row seat with these nice leather suede seats. I don't see any reason why this truck can't bring somewhere from 2,500 to 3,000. But because I like to move things quickly, and if I keep things too long, I end up keeping them when I'm not supposed to, I'll probably price it to sell. I'm thinking I'm gonna list it around 2,200, but stay pretty firm at that number. I'm not gonna give this thing away. Again, it's such a good solid truck that if it sits around here for a little bit until it sells, I don't mind. My investment in it is very, very low. Again, grand total right around 500 bucks. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already, because I'll be doing plenty more auction What was that laugh? Subscribe if you're not subscribed already, because I will be purchasing many more vehicles at auction in the weeks to come. And who knows, they're always a surprise, because I never have the time to go up there and look at them before I buy them. And oh, and do stay tuned, because I actually had another vehicle delivered today. And you guys can tell me what you think. Thanks for watching. Keep an eye out for the next one. Nipple twist.